very good morning to you all. My name is Adi Creans from the African Renaissance Television desk here in London. Today is the 2nd of October, 2025. Don't forget, we're not going to have another 2nd of October, 2025 in our lifetime again. So we're going to make good use of today. What I want to say to you is very important. And every morning I try to give you that message that when this moment passes, it will come back. There's no time to regret. What has happened has happened. Now move on. Let me repeat, no time for regret. No time to look back. If you see something that was in the past that is useful to your present, yes. Otherwise, don't lament on it. Move on, man. You have a lot to do. Start now. Don't think of why I didn't start yesterday. Start now. I'm going to give a testimony of myself as we move on this show, maybe not today. Today is very important. I always come in here, I always get angry. I'm always shouting. I'm angry because of one thing. One thing and one thing only. And I'm sure we're all looking for that same thing. And that's where I am today. I want us to be clear. Tinubu want the best for Nigeria. You want the best for Nigeria. I want the best for Nigeria. So why don't we sit down and see what we can do? But everybody want the best for the Delta State. Your local government chairman want the best for the area. No matter how mean, how wicked you think they are, these are people who wake up every morning trying to see what they can do to make our life better. Trust me, Tinubu is doing that. Borewole is doing that. All the governors, no matter how you see them now, they are doing that. So the question to ask yourself is, why it seems to be no solution? You want that. All the NGOs, in fact, everybody in Nigeria wants a successful country. The only difference is how we get there. Now, a lot of us have no hope anymore. We think it's already too late. Nigeria celebrated 65 years yesterday. That is bygone now. I'm talking of now what we can do today to make our life better, to make this country more beautiful for every one of us to stay. I always say we are now victim of our successes. No matter how rich you are in Nigeria today, you're not secured. You can't send your kids outside. They cannot live freely in society. That's not what you want. You can't even move on the street and walk like a free man. That's not what you want. We want a better society. And that can be achieved. You see, I always give example of the UK and the America and the Canada and the rest of Germany where we run to. Why are we running there? Is it because they are more beautiful than Nigeria? That's not necessarily it. The life there is actually more shocking. The kind of job you do in the UK, you won't do it in Nigeria. Very many of you won't do it in Nigeria. In fact, anybody in the UK that is doing so well and is doing very well, that person would have been a governor back home. So because the competition here, you are not even one of them. You're always going to be better when you are with people of your own kind. But we find ourselves where we are. And that's why I said today, let us see what we can do. Today, I just want to remind Nigerians the most important thing, that we have a vibrant population. It cannot be better than this. Meaning a large growing, very young people, and they said our average age is 18. Boys, so now the fast too. I don't think they don't have So our average age now is 18 years old. That is the best news any nation can have. Meaning you have young people you can grow, who can do you great things and make your life better. 2 days ago, my message is to maybe the governors and maybe to the government of federal government of Nigeria. I was angry with myself. And I said, I seem to be dancing around the same cycle. I asked God to give me a place. No, God, let me be established in the UK. Have a studio of my own where I do things. I got it. God, give me a place in Abuja. I got two. Give me a place in Asaba. I got one. In Lagos, I got, and some of them are not even my own. Even in my village. Now I realize that something is missing. You don't, thanks to Peter Obi, you don't build infrastructure without the human resources built. You can have all the buildings in the world. Then we always say, you can have a house and still not have a home. For you to have a home, you need to have a wife. Let me put it this way. For you to have a home, you need to have a wife. Sorry, guys. You might say it is not okay, guy, but the meaning of a home really is your wife. Because somebody go home to his family, it's rented property. But when you go home to a house, that's not a home. You have a house, yes. You go into your house. It's different than when you're going home. A home is a place where you meet your family. And that is exactly what the problem of the Nigerian state is today. And I want us to talk about that. We need to start solving Nigerian problem. And I come with two approaches. From the government point of view, you know, I even ask a question. Do Nigerian government, or those of you that became governors or the federal government of Nigeria and be looking at the national problem, Delta State will be looking at Delta State. Have you been able to sit down before you start constructing roads, sir? Before you award contract, Mr. Tinubu, have you really sat down with the team and say, let us see the critical areas of need in the country? Because you will not be training people in areas that probably you are even oversaturated, that you don't need more staff. Oh, I can see Abuja people, these women, trust me, they're not easy. And I'm going to add them shortly. They are struggling to get themselves in. I don't know what's happening to Asaba at the moment. Listen, young women, are you guys okay? Can I add you? Because maybe women know. All right. Listen, I have you people on the show now. Okay. Let me see two of you. All right. You guys can sit more straight. Edit is occupying more space. Like say, so people get more shares than another one. Edit, you will see go more this side. Look at the scenery. Arrange yourself. Get yourself in the middle. I'll bring you quickly back. Listen, people, I want them to be well seated so that we can see their faces. Because they're going to answer the questions today. They are the people that we are really talking about. Nigeria, now we know. Today, I have not talked about natural resources. So I'm talking of human resources. And that is actually our greatest strength than the natural resources. Let me put it this way. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Our strength is not even our natural resources, not the crude oil. Our strength is not the crude oil. Our strength is not the beautiful soil. It's just all the while I've been preaching. I've been talking that God gave us a promised land. It is true. But that's not even our strength. That's not the best gift God has given to us. See, Uroboman, yes, Uroboman will say, Efe Urobo in our language, if you ask what Uroboman, what it be, he said, I named my son Omonigo. Say money, picking past money. Let's add these people back quickly. Hello, women. Good morning.
Good morning, Daddy Chris.
You guys couldn't join the network again. Not good, though, Abuja, but okay. Welcome to today's show.
Thank you.
You guys have some echo, but we're going to manage it. I was just saying to people on the platform today that our biggest blessing, no, I've been shouting, no, God gave us the promise of Abraham and mine. Abraham, blessings are mine, blah, 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 blah. But that is not the biggest gift God has given to Nigeria. If you look at what I have on the platform right now, Nigeria is the only country that have an average age of 18 years old. When you are 18, Mary, if you cut my hand now, anything cut my hand, no go heal. A child that is born today, cut his hand, come out, the hand go grow, come back. Because
That's true.
it's still growing, you understand? And that is where Nigeria is. If Nigerian boys at 18 years old, if you dey piss, sorry guys, your piss you go reach sky. My piss now I down in the look. That is the biggest blessing we have today. The Nigerian population, oh my God. I was just looking at this fanciful image this morning. Let's take a look at this. No, maybe we can take a look at this one. You know, I look at this population. This interests me. And I'm asking myself, if you have all these people, Mary, and you can't put them to good use, then it's not their fault. Nigeria today have the best of population, an average youthful population. Like I said, what do we need? You see, sometimes, Mary, I want to ask two of you a very technical question this morning. When you look around Nigeria, what do you think we really lack? Because that becomes our need. What we lack is what we need. What do we lack? In the area, different areas. I know you guys can quick to say this. I mean, when we say what we lack, forget about leadership now. The leadership is to help us get what we want. But what are we looking for? When you wake up in the morning, what are the things you would like to see around you? That becomes what we lack. So what do you think of? What do you think we lack?
Okay. For me, I think when you wake up in the morning, most times in Nigeria, in fact, one of the things you want to see is water. A lot of people struggle to get water as low as you think it might be. So you want to see water is difficult. I'm not going to say food because at least we believe if it comes to having water, maybe the government should do more, or maybe the local government or the kings, whoever is in charge of that particular area you are, should actually help in terms of you getting water. But food is something you should be able to source for yourself. You want to look around and see good environment. That is not centered on the government. It has to do with myself and my fellow Nigerians, keeping our environments clean. There's this level of comfort it gives to you. There in the Western world, you see, people are always find it very easy to take pictures when they travel because they see a very fine environment. They want to show off their shoes that is never dusty. But here in Nigeria, before you trek 2 minutes, it becomes so dusty and dirty. So the environment is one thing I think I am more interested in. I don't want to start talking about good roads, good business. No, I'm talking about what a common man wants to wake up and meet. Let's wake up and meet good waters. You take good waters for your health because they say when there is wealth, there is wealth. You understand? I'm not talking about the sachet water that we say. I'm talking about good water that when you take, you don't have to come and start struggling with malaria. You understand?
Yes.
And good environments. When you keep yourself clean, be ready enough to know what next to do to figure out yourself in a particular place where you are. That's my take.
What do you have to say there?
Okay, what I feel I should be able to wake up to see as a Nigerian is safety. The issue of not sleeping with your two eyes closed is something that is really alarming.
That's true.
So safety is number one priority. I want a situation where I can sleep, even if, because people make mistakes, even if I forget to lock my door, I
Yeah.
am very sure that I am secured. I won't be embarrassed at night. I won't be robbed. So safety, and I need the freedom to be able to walk around walk around at night. Because I used to say that if men go home early to their wives and to their houses, women can roam the streets freely. Because number one thing is that a woman walking at night, the first thing the woman will be scared of is not even robbery, is the rape part of it. Do you understand? So I need an environment that is very secured. I need an environment that is very safe as a Nigerian. So I believe that's number one thing I want to look out for.
Talking about rape, women also rape men. Oh, I hope you know. So let's stop making it look like gender something.
No,
Yeah.
no, no.
Women also, you've not heard. Women also rape men in Nigeria. Calm down.
It's good. It's good. It's good to express our mind this way, and I quite like it because two things came out now, and I really want to hammer on it. Mary talks about the importance of water and a clean environment. That's what Mary was actually talking about. Eddie talks about security, and I quite agree. You see, when you begin to digest your problem, this is the first thing the government need to do. But for me now, I'm going to bring in food and security. So if you are the
Food and
government of, you understand, you now put water, you understand, security, food, and electricity. You now write it down. You understand? So you now say, okay, how do we solve this? You're not going to solve it by yourself. You're going to solve it with the people.
Yes.
The people that are going to solve this problem. So that comes into the two things we need to do. So if you're going to digest these things today, which you find that if any government will come to office and say in Delta State, because what may be happening in Edo State may not be the same thing in Delta. Nigeria may look at it as a whole. Delta will not say, okay, what do we have? We don't have enough food. Or maybe we don't have this, we don't have this. And maybe there's a comparative advantage of what we can produce that other people will not do. Some of them will not be able to provide it ourselves, we will buy it. So we might concentrate on doing what we can do best so that we sell and use that money to buy what we need. That's it. But the government must first identify what they need and begin to tailor what you need towards the world I want to talk about today, your education of the people. You understand? Our educational system is built on fantasy. Let me say this. You go to school to get a degree, not because you understand what the degree is going to do for you. You just want to have a degree. You understand? Or the parents are happy. My son is this, my son is that. Maybe that's what not the society need right now. And you can allow people to make their decision, but it's the government that shape how society moves. If the government now know, I need to have, let's put it this way, I need to have solar panels, clean energy. Let me put it that way. Mary talk about one important thing, which is the environment and the clean energy. You see, most of them will be achieved if we have some kind of electricity. So I'm the governor of Delta State. And I think I have young people I can train to do well in that area. So one of my priorities would be to train people in solar panel. Give them the real training, vocational training. I don't want to see the word graduate, yes. It must be add with vocational. I wanted to talk about that for some time, but I didn't want to waste time on that. We don't want to do rote learning, rote learning. In those days, 1 + 1 = 2, I don't know the meaning. I will put this one, join this one, it will become this. Physical. You want to apply the knowledge, apply the skills. And one area we can see today that is still confusing me, Mary, and young people is how come that we still don't have electricity at home? Now, we're not waiting for NEPA again. No. Nigerians, in their own infinite wisdom, have been able to form generators. Now, we've imported generators in numbers. There's so much generators in the country now. Now, with this oil subsidy, generator is now a problem to us because we can't afford the fuel the way it used to be. So we're now moving to something we can sustain. Solar panels, solar energy becomes the order of the day. Let me ask you, children, how many of the state government has actually embanked on training people in solar panel engineering. Now, this engineering we are talking about, they don't need to go and graduate too, because the people actually installing your solar panel, they are not graduate, Mary. The people installing it now, they didn't go to the university to go and study it. They learn it, and they are now applying it. The question I ask is, what will it take Delta State government, for instance, to say, okay, this is one area we can be good at. What are the materials we need to make this panel? And we now begin to train people in this field so that we become experts. Let the Delta State be known. And in my next 2 years, Delta State will be known for solar panel production. You know, the rest of the country will buy from you because everybody now wants solar panel. But I'm yet to see one governor taking it on as a challenge. Or it's not even a challenge, as a line of business, because it's not going to be done if you don't do it. And, oh, we want solar panel. Everybody in the country now know we want solar panel. Tinubu know we want solar panel. He has done that in Aso Rock. All right? The state government know we want solar panel. But somebody get to do it. Are you waiting for me to do it, Mary? Is Oboribodi waiting for me to bring solar panel to Delta State? This is one crucial need of the people. The technology is not far again. Gone are the days when it was like alien to us. What they need is sun. Do we need magician to come and put solar panel in our homes? Now, question I ask is, where in Delta State do you have that technical training for solar panel engineering? Now, the one they brought from Germany is the material they have that they used to make it. You'll be surprised that ordinary coal can be used to make solar panel. Have we even tried it? Because we want something that will attract the energy from the sun. That's what we're looking for. So we have not, as a people, even sit down first to identify our need, then train people towards that. And when you say you train people, after training people, you set up a business. The state will now set up a business to engage the people. And you'll be surprised that that state will be the number one in the country. No, I think my frustration, I get so angry with our governors, and I think I have the right to do so. You don't just get up and do things. This is a virgin. Nigeria is like a virgin. So beautiful that anything you do will prosper. Anything you do in that country will prosper. The population is there. The human resources you need. No, now I'm talking to the governors now. I know Gloria is in the show now. Asaba, what happened? I say, only God knows the kind of network on again. We are only seeing your face. You're talking. All right. Young people, I'm talking something very serious today. I'm using one case now because I'm coming to other areas. Maybe this morning we identified 3 problems. We said of water, talk of security. I'm coming to security. Now I talk about food and electricity because that's one, and I'm picking on electricity first because I was more prepared for that. You guys help me with some 2 other important needs now that I want us to digest. And I want you guys to really begin to think along what I'm doing now. I am saying that, okay, if our problem is electricity, we're not going to wait for NEPA again. Nigerian government doesn't stop anybody from generating electricity. So the state could generate electricity. The easiest one I can see is solar panel, Mary. How come that none of these state governments really have a comprehensive plan to give electricity in their own state. I'm going to ask you students, what do you think we need to have electricity? It's very simple. Panel and battery. Panel and battery. This is where we now, maybe, I'm talking now, some of you may not even know what to do. So in a situation like that, the government will say, okay, let us train solar engineers. Not solar engineer will go to university and study it and come back and be stupid. Though. People that will have the practical skills to produce what we're talking about. It's again missing in our society. And maybe when they come to office, they don't start by diagnosing our problem. The first thing you do, for you to be able to treat me, when you go to a doctor, Mary, the doctor will try and find out what is wrong with you.
That's true.
And then when he knows that, he will not give you treatment that will make you, that will treat that one. He's not going to treat the whole of your body. And they pay me, you they treat malaria. Now Eniola call, Eniola say they treat malaria. You they sick, he say no, he they treat them because they treat them every year. So you never get malaria, you don't treat them. Okay, let me call. That is what we see. No, that is really, really shameful. That if our governors have intensified effort, if only three governors in Nigeria have said, this is a priority, my state is going to produce solar panel and that we're going to have the technology. Mary, do you know what is it? This technology I'm talking about now. Now wait till you go learn. In 3 months, you go learn. Because you are not going to start to study how solar panel works again. You will now know how it works. It's no more a technology. It's now a job of technicians to get panels or get substitute to panel, create batteries, and make it happen. What we can do is go to places where it is working very well. My children, I came down in Antigua and Barbuda, somewhere in the Caribbean. There are black people there. When my plane landed, as they were taking me from the airport, what I could see was this solar farm. If you see me, and I asked, oh, is this a solar farm? They say, yeah, the whole of this airport is run by that solar panel, that solar farm. So the energy we use in that airport does not come from anywhere. It comes from the farm. And they call it the solar farm. What they're doing, they're producing electricity from the farm. That's what you do, Mary. Do you know that Nigerian airport, we still go darkness in an airport? Now, when these guys travel out, are they saying they don't see where solar panel works? Let's come back to this. Let's talk about one of the most important and perhaps the easiest, the one. When I was asking questions, it took you time to answer that one. Nigerian problem is food, nothing else. Food on the table. Food. Nigerians, what we need right now is having food on our table. Do we still really need an engineer or one rocket scientist to teach us how to farm today? Gloria, in that place where you are, in that Delta state, why don't you children even ask yourself, why are we having a problem with food? Because you see, sometimes we speak big grammar, but the problem is very small. Oh, Prince Abuta taught me something. He said the most complex things are made up of the simplest thing.
Yes.
You know, when I do chemistry, they tell you, oh, from atom into element, it comes to nucleus. So like that, it breaks it down, then you become a compound, and then a mixture. You see, these are small things. But for me to be that degree today, I am made up of small particles.
Yes.
That when you break me into pieces, I will just be one tiny thing that made me. Now I'm making math now, but me really is small things that if they break me into pieces, it will be particles of things. So I am made of the smallest things. I ask a question. Do our governors think? Do we think? Because this problem is not a problem somebody alone going to solve. I'm going to prove that towards the end of the show. It's not a problem. It's a societal problem.
Yes.
Because, my daughter, I can provide solar panel in my house. The solar panel in my house is not helping the street. So even if I can power my flat, when I come out everywhere, it's still dark. You want the society to be successful, not only you. Because if the government can provide solar panel, the same solar panel will light your street. All your neighbors will have light. There will be, in fact, you will feel secure at home. Evelyn, this young lady talk about security as we were talking. So, if I can provide solar panel for myself, can I provide the solar panel on the street? Can I provide the solar panel that I'm going to use at the airport?
No.
I'm not going to be able to do that. We need solar panel for the train to move, maybe. No, the world is moving so quick. We are sleeping. And I'm going to pay on the education, but first, let us diagnose our problem, governors.
It's okay.
If we can diagnose our problem, and every state now focus on what they think they can do best. I don't know the solution, but I'm sure in Delta State we could be very good in farming, and maybe not even not crops. Maybe it's water.
You know that in Delta State, we are very good in farming, and our soil is very blessed with farming. So in Delta State, that's something that we can really do.
You know what Baggy told me of blessed memory? Baggy, when they were running for governor, the only person I didn't sit down with one-on-one was this Opuriwori and Omagege. I sat down with all the other governors to aspirant to talk. And you know, Baggy said, what does he need the federal government for? That is, this land in Isoko is enough to produce rice. He's going to plant rice, and he's going to have enough rice to sell. That is the man thinking. He wasn't coming to construct road. More than not the vest at the vest for Boribori, at the vest for you. You are destroying the destiny of children, and this is serious, sir. Not because you know it, but by default. When I talk, people think, why am I doing this? No, sir. You are not even my enemy. You are supposed to be my brother. You are an honorable man. So why would I be against you? But the direction you're taking us is the wrong one. We need to change. We need to come back. First, let's diagnose Delta State. Let's look at our area of strength. Let's train our people towards that. And let's just set up a business towards that and get that solution and begin to export it. This young guy just said we have Delta State may be good in farming. So that brings us to another thing, food security. Nigerians, what we need is actually food. We're not even talking of best food, though. The carbohydrate to flow the belly first. We never get that before we talk of the healthy one. So what does it take to do that? You know, that one makes me laugh, you know, because when you talk about, I'm just imagining that if we embark on 6 months training, to only train people in poultry management, only poultry. This one, say, now poultry. Or, you know, Nigeria, so at one point in time, Delta State was embarking on fish pond. I see a lot of people, they have their own small fish pond.
Yes.
You understand? And the mistake they think they were making is for these individuals to run this fish pond, you are just wasting people's time. Oh, go and set up your fish pond. I will help you. You're wasting the government time. In fact, I will arrest you. If in my state, I will get all of you arrested because you're wasting our time. We're going to study it. We're going to come up with a plan, a holistic plan that the whole state will be generating so metric tons of fish in a month. And we're going to do that together. Not with your stupid one you're doing that you cannot feed well. And this one is doing another stupid one. And this one is doing another stupid one. At the end, we're wasting effort. We need to come together. That's where the leadership is. Now, I can tell you the whole of my village, the whole cassava, when the whole of my village they do, only one small farm, good one. If you produce that farm, produce that cassava, because it's planned, it's well managed, and they use all the technology available to man. The whole thing when all my village women, they fall, they suffer, they go farm, they go do so. One small place to produce that. So I will get you arrested if I am the governor of Delta State, if you go to that kind of farm. So that's not what I'm saying. It has to be a holistic plan. Okay, what kind of agri setting will favor our cassava planting? Now we need to send children to go and learn it. They become experts in it. And then we open the business. And then they work with the state and yourself. Because from what I found out today, when I started the show, our biggest blessing is people like you. Look at this young woman now. Tell me what you put for these children to do, really, that they will not deliver to you, Mr. Governor. Give them a project, let them own it under your supervision, and you make it so clear. Give them the training and leave it if they will not give you result. So you have these young people lying down there doing nothing, and the whole land is wasting, and they need something very small that just need your leadership to do it. And today, we still go to bed hungry. Why? It's not true that we don't go to farm. People farm in Nigeria. The question is, who is doing the farming, Mary? What kind of farming are you farming? You see, that are things of the kind of farm they had in Europe in the 18th century is the kind of farm we are farming in Nigeria in the 21st century. You know the reason I know? I told you people, I've only worked in one place, in one tomatoes farm when I was in Belgium in 1992. They never born many of them here. That's when I worked in a tomatoes farm. It was a glass house. The way we were, our job now to pluck the tomatoes. So they'll bring it in, they'll plant it. In 3 months, we were plucking. We're already plucking. In 3 months. Now the same tomatoes farm, now they plant for Nigeria. What kind of tomatoes farm do you have in Nigeria today? The one my grandmama go do. I don't blame people for doing it, because what they have now, the skill they learn now, they learn it from their parents. If you go to Benue, the people farming there, they learn the skill from their parents. Because the government is dead. Who's going to bring this new skill in? You send children to go school, to go learn a skill they don't need. You are from a beautiful land, Benue, where agriculture is the order of the day that can produce billionaires. Yeah, you are not training people to train in that agriculture. You train them to go study sociology. You see, it comes down to that.
I think another thing is the children that are going to school to study these things too. You know that some of them, what they go to study is by choice as well. When they tell them about farming, agriculture, go and study this, they'll be like, they look at it like it's a dirty job. So they don't want to go and learn. And after graduating, go to the farm, start planting things or harvesting. They look at it like it's a dirty job. So they want the office job. So when they go to school, they take some big courses, with the hopes that when they graduate.
I identified that problem when I was planning this. You know what's so funny? And I agree with you. You know what? I saw Zakoji, Zak Novus. You were the president of the Artists Guild of Nigeria at the point in time. You're a role model. What you are doing now, you are now a area boy for politicians. You see, we need to have young farmers as ambassadors. When you see a young, Mary, if you see young farmer today, there's a guy in Ghana, he's an actor. He produces, he's a farmer. You understand?
His name is
not,
John Dumelo.
God bless you, son, daughter.
Nigerian actor.
Yes.
Or Ghana actor.
Yes, he's a Ghanaian.
He showcases his product. For me, what he's doing is more than just farming.
I married a barrister. His wife is a lawyer.
Good.
It's not like.
So imagine if that farm is well. If I be Ghana president, that guy for me, my guy. One, I'm going to work with him on his farm. He's going to drive the best car. He's going to be so successful because farming can be the real success. Poultry can be the order of the day. The guy is still struggling because African government don't have eyes. See, when Dumelo, thank God, as I talk now, this young lady know him. That's how you produce. People like Zakoji, not supposed to they go carry things, they follow Tinubu. He's supposed to be a role model, an ambassador for one big production understanding, sir. Because of lack of job, now Zakoji can't become tout. He's a tout. Mona take pidgin English, tell her, say I say in a tout. How can an established human being become a spokesman to a politician? On the street, though, not be TV you they go serve. See what we're saying? Again, now government cause am. The government can't take Zakoji now, say Tinubu can't say Zakoji. No. Zakoji, you'll be a role model. Let's open a farm. And you are the role model in that farm. You'll be doing more good to the nation than say, tell me to vote for Tinubu. Because I'll vote for Tinubu if the country is growing. I'm not going to vote for him if people stay hungry tomorrow. Zakoji and Tinubu, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. Telling me to vote will not make me to vote. I will vote based on your performance. Just that the country, you don't need my vote to win anyway. Because you're going to buy it or you're going to ring it. Good luck. But if you really want the support of the people, which is I'm sure you need, sir. I'm sure Tinubu doesn't want to buy vote. Until Tinubu want to have the mandate of the people to run the state. That's what Tinubu wants. He's not going to achieve that by telling people to vote for him. He's going to do that by making us see his good work and we would beg him to stay. How can Oboduwa tell me to vote for him? It's based on what Oboduwa is doing that's going to make me say, please, don't go. If you preach from now till tomorrow, go bring Oyibo, make a marry her. I'm not going to vote for you. See, we have so many things. You see exactly what I'm saying now. We they go train people. Even in political scientists, where would have been so good, where we need them to come and even help us solve the problem we have now. It is not practical. We think some of these things are things you just study. And they do applied. When would they do mathematics those days? When you do mathematics finish, you can't study applied mathematics. That was what I studied in school. Applied mathematics. You apply it to things, to engineering. That is when it is useful. Ordinary mathematics is useless. Mathematics has to be applied. The knowledge you have now, have you applied it? That is an educational curriculum issue. We're going to come back to the end towards the end of the two. So what you said, daughter, is true. The fact is that we don't have role models, and the reason we don't have role models is the government has not really made it a business worth talking about. If the people farming is my grandmother in the village, where will I go to farm? But if young people are driving the best of cars now from farming, nobody go tell you go look for farm.
This is the mentality that young people have. That's why they don't want to venture into.
Why are they running to politics? Today, everybody wants to join politics because when you join politics, you see people when they do politics very successful. If you see young boys like in the UK now, if you see a farmer, they live very large. Oh, they have the best car. They live in houses in area where you cannot live. You in that city, they live for one flat. You want to be like him. Nobody go beg you. You go look for way to farm. If I have my way in the UK, I would rather go to farm and I sit down here. So we need to understand it. When society begins to make, let me put it this way, if solar engineering begins to make money now, everybody go begin set up solar farm. You'll be proud that I'm a solar engineer. You'll be proud that I'm an agri entrepreneur. Look at my farm. You're going to take any boast. And sometimes, how do people even farm these days? I beg. That's why I brought it that way. Look at what we saw from Israel. That is a farm. Not the one in my village. That is not a farm. I said those people should be arrested. You now hear what I talk? In my country, you will not go to that farm. In my state, I will arrest you. I mean it. Because you're wasting our time. Your time is our time. This is one thing people don't know. Your time today is the country's time. If your time is put to good use, maybe, then SRTV time is put to good use. Nigerian time is, by default, put to good use. There's one thing I was analyzing today. I thought when government give you loan or a grant, whether the government they lose, no. Loan, you pay back. Grant, you don't even need to pay back. But when the government give you a grant, they think that the idea is that you will set up a business that will be making so much money and you will pay tax. They never collect the money back. You understand? If government give you loan, grant, take £100,000 in UK, they will give it to you. Go and do something. If you make money, you pay tax. Government never collect their money. They collect their money back. You understand? The tax you will pay over a period of time is equal to the grant they gave to you. It is in the interest of government for you to be successful. Because your success affects everybody. And that is where we said today, perhaps the first thing we need to do is to diagnose our problem. Every state governor, sit down with your team. Identify your issues. Look at the area that you really need to train people. And don't go into the kind of education that it must be the university. In fact, the university is useful. Go to the university, your own state university, make the university train people for you. In Delta State, we have Africa. They now, you know what they do? They are good at creating stupid campuses now, which is okay. I'm happy with it. But what kind of people are they bringing out? Are they bringing out people that the government is really looking for? Or I just set up a university? No, children, talk to me. You come from Africa, good. What kind of, is the government interested in what come out? You don't just set up a university. Are you stupid?
What kind of people do you think the government they are interested in? What kind of people?
Exactly. This is exactly what I'm saying. For instance, now you look at Delta State. You said, okay, if Delta State, let me say one area now, Asaba, is known for making movies. In fact, Asaba has been named as a film city by UNESCO, not even Nigeria, UNESCO. So that is one potential. So if I'm going to train people, if I'm going to set up a university, I'm going to set up a university that will train people that will make that industry work. Do you have any place where in that your Abraka, in all your numerous universities where they train people in film? That's why you don't have skilled personnel. We don't have skilled personnel in Asaba. All the people do it then are a technician when you learn from apprenticeship. Your editor not go school. Your cameraman not go school. He learn through somebody. That's the failure of government, failure of education. And you know what's so funny? Let me give you an example. In your university, don't you have theater art?
Yes, we do.
Okay. What do you do with theater art?
Yeah,
why would the government be training people in theater? Wait, so why are you training people in theater art when there are no theaters in Nigeria? And then you cannot change it to film school where you have Nollywood progressing. And Asaba is a creative city recognized by UNESCO. Am I part of this world? Now, Mona, explain this to me first. Now, simple English I speak. Una get university, Abraka, the theater art department, very, very robust. You are turning out graduates in theater art. The question I have to say, which theater art practices is in Delta State? Now, I better bring the other children. Talk to me. How many theater home una get for that Delta State? Where did they show theater at work?
When they study the theater arts, they go. You know, the thing is broad, so they can be film writers. Some can be writers. Some can really act film.
You know,
so
this is my area.
People
a theater story. If I write a script for theater, it's different when I write a theater for the camera. Why will the government be so stupid? That's what I'm asking now. Maybe Mona correct me.
They call for editing, choreography, all those things. They also learn it as well now.
Choreography, yes. Choreography is when you teach people to dance. It's part of what they do in theater. That's what theater does. Choreography for stage, not for camera. But young woman, today, let me tell you one big industry that is doing well in Nigeria: Nollywood. Meanwhile, your university don't have anybody training people for the Nollywood, a vibrant industry, not recognized by the world, but it's training people for theater where you don't even have anyone. Something they wrong with us.
For future use. If they don't use it now, they will use it if they travel. So
when they travel,
it's not lost.
The government they train people make them travel. Meanwhile, the Nollywood where we need them, they don't fit train the people. The question I ask, if I become governor of Delta State, now that day, night they wipe that theater department, it's changed to film studies, to film production, not in film studies, so because film study now they go study grammar. They don't read the bad story of film. They don't even know how to use camera. What we need is get people handy trained who are going to understand the use of lenses and cameras to use it to tell a story that the world wants to see, which Nollywood has done for us. What would they look for now? The question I ask, when I say, I get one video when I share for now today, una they wait God time. So now God, I go come Delta State, come tell una say, una not need theater art. Say what we need now. Now film production. Do you know that if their department is production of films, they will be making movies?
Yes.
Only that school alone, for that they make their own film.
Of course.
What production comes out of Africa? One another verse we are on Abraka today. We go take out. What I said in Abraka today will be applicable to all places. Almost every university in Nigeria, let me repeat, almost every university in Nigeria have a department for theater arts.
Yes, they all have. Yes.
Not one have a department for film production. There's no theater in Nigeria, but Nollywood is the second to the largest film industry in the world. Can't we clap for ourselves? Nigeria, they owe me. We need rocket scientists to tell us, say, we need to change theater art to film production. Because the facilities are there. Do you know that if Abraka choose to make a film, it will be better than what you are watching now? Because they will do a better film, they will understand the camera, the sound will be good. The world will watch us.
Yes.
What are you doing with the theater art? How many people are they produce every year? Of what use are they?
Don't produce anyone.
I got one in this studio where you are now. She was completely useless. She got 2-1. Useless. It's not her fault. If that girl was trained in film production, maybe she for understand what they do with camera. She for understand editing. In fact, these are the basic things you learn.
Yes.
Mary, what do you people need to change Nigerian theater art to film production? Because we don't even have theaters. I can tell you, none of you have been to a theater here. Those of you watching me, only 3-4% of Nigerians have been to a theater. But none of you have watched a Nigerian movie. Yet your university does not train people in film production. It trains people in theater art. I don't get reason to cry. No, take pidgin English explain that to me because I'm not speaking grammar here. Oboriwori came. Now, let me talk. He started a new school. The universities are not enough. You created new one. For what? Do you know that what we really need in Nigeria today, in Delta State, we talk about just now, farming, solar panel. You know, I would rather make me laugh. Do you know, now the mechanic that they fix our cars? You know why mechanic are the one fixing our cars? Because there's no engineering department in automobile that is well equipped to train people. There would have been, it is not out of place if the university actually even set up a special department for automobile engineering, where you train people who know how to diagnose the car. With one machine, and here now, they will just see one thing, they will tell you where the fault of the motor is.
Yes.
And if I take my BM to a BM, they know where to do. They will fix it, it will be like new. Nobody the one when I'm going to but that man is the one saving us. So Mary just went to fix our car. She know what we went through. But Mary, in the UK, now machine they go dictate where the fault day, and they will go there and treat it. Like me now, if I dey sick, don't treat other sickness. Treat my gonorrhea. No, what we're going through today is a serious issue. Nigerians do not have theater. We don't need to train people in theater. If we do, maybe once, just for the pleasure of it. But the big industry that is second to the next in the world, our university does not train people in that. How many universities do you have in Nigeria? Tinubu was talking about the number of secondary school we have. You know, remember telling us, say, we say, when make me laugh, man. Mary, no, somebody, I won't leave here now until Nafi explain to me why you people are graduating thieves and murderers. Okay, let me put it this way. Let me put it in the simplest time. More civil. Why are you graduating theater artists, not production expert in films? Do you have an industry in theater? Nollywood is the second biggest film industry in the world. All of them, when they Nollywood today, none of them get the normal training. You only have one that have a degree in film. All those your actors, they run into Nollywood by chance.
Yes.
They're not trained. They're not. And when you get to UK, you see people going to method acting. When they deliver some of these things, you see them, they tell you, I tell you, don't act. They say, what do you mean don't act? I say, yes, I just want you to be the person. I don't need you to act. Theater is a place where you act. You use stage to act. In camera, you be the character. They said the man is a thief. He's from those place. You be that person. Don't act to be that person. Be the person. Let it be, I am that person. There's a difference between acting and being a character character exhibitor. Because when I give you a script, I want you to be that character. I don't know who you are. You are that person. That's why when I'll be calling you in that production, I'll be calling you by the name of my character. We're not going to go into that. But you know what I'm saying now, from the government point of view, you see how much we have failed. You can blame the actors. We're going to thank them. We're going to thank those in Hollywood now for giving us this industry. But I stand to be corrected. 90% of them not get degree for film. Honorary degree I not get. So your knowledge is restricted. If we get that expertise, my daughter, you know what they deal with today? A film product, a camera that is newly made, will bring it to Nigeria. They want to test it with us because you have experts. But our children are trying, to be fair. When I hear now, oh, they're experts in their vision code already, that they learn now. The YouTube is helping. Now YouTube be our hope. Oh. Would they go learn from the lesson drop on YouTube? But that is somebody giving you the substance of it. You need to understand it from the depth. Maybe when I say this one, people think I am just talking. But the simple one I can actually say is people need food to eat. The Nigerian universities, how many of them? Count them. Count them. We have only 10 universities in agriculture. Look at the kind of people they produce. That's why we're hungry, Mary. That's why there's no food on the table. That's why Oboribori doesn't know that its priority is to produce people who can farm for us. A place where you have so much beautiful water. Look at Akwa Ibom, where this woman come from. Only you put net for water for Delta State, you don't catch fish. But they're not fish like that again. I'm going to try and keep quiet because I've done my own part of the day. I have a lot to share.
I think we just need to be properly equipped, both youths, men, women, children.
We need education.
We need to
we need the right leader. It's not your fault. Too. What did I say now? It's not your fault. Because if your leader cannot direct this, that's where we are lost. We are like a sheep. Now where the leaders go, we are human beings.
We need the leaders that think outside the box, not the ones that they are like in same circle. They all want to do the same thing because all the government.
In fact, the man is the one I don't want. He said, "I'm more agenda. You want to give me more for why would I vote for you? If more agenda, if that's the meaning of more agenda, no, they then interpreted it for me. I said, okay, that sounds good. Let's see what it means. My guys, I'm not against you. I don't hate anybody. But where you're leading us, children's destiny is at stake. You cannot have an industry that is prospering the best. Now we have, there's something I said to you guys. There's some two phones I throw away for here. Zebediro can go Nigeria. When they can't show me the same phone, I don't know them again. Maintenance culture. We don't refurbish them. You understand? If not that one we even learn, we're going to export, we're going to sell to Igbo waiting you don't get away. He will buy it from us. Because they cannot maintain it. The cost of maintenance in the UK is so high that instead of me to carry some of my clothes, go meet dry cleaner, it will cost me £10 to dry clean my clothes. How much I buy? So why would I want to dry clean? No, some of the clothes that they buy them sometimes £15. I will just wear them once. If you don't dirty, if I walk and go meet dry cleaner, that's £10 for the clothes to dry cleaner. Who want to do that? So what do? I go and buy another one. So why do I want to dry clean? But we have that advantage right now. We have a youthful people that can help us to do that. What is so painful today is the young people you got, they don't know what to do with it. We don't have any reason to be insecure. No one have this kind of young people. There's no single reason. But when you don't put them to good use, they become a problem. That's where we are. I think I should keep quiet. Let's do the newspaper together today. You know, when I look at when I was looking for the image to play with today, this is the one that came to my mind. A teeming population, beautiful people who will create something from nothing. Now, the effort of these people is nothing. All you see here is nothing because it's not well directed. If it's well, you will not see people doing this. When you see this kind of image, it tells you that the people are not, there's no leadership. They are scattered. I'm not sure you speak from London. There's leadership. People not the work anyhow. They have where they're going. Why do they say, why are they Jotao? But I leave me make another talk, so that I'm not gonna go say that the Christ now a prophet of doom. But whatever I said today, if it doesn't make sense, now God, now prosperity will judge every one of us. We have not done one good thing to ourselves as a people, and we can do better. I only give you people one example today. So by the time you see your new governor or your new House of Assembly member, because that's what they do, the House of Rep, all those senators, the first thing they do is to bring a school. A school. Okay, the question is, what is the school going to do? I'm not going to bring a polytechnic. It's as if we not get enough polytechnic. He bring one, put in village. That's why he's a very good leader.
Assuming when they are even bringing these schools, they are bringing new courses and new entrepreneurship programs. It will be good.
Exactly, my daughter. If it is tailored to a need, I will be happy.
Schools and this polytechnic, but it's the same thing, the same courses they come and study, nothing, no difference. So, well,
the person even know, the person when he brings the school, he know what he, because one, he did not diagnose, he did not discover. Like I said, in Delta State, when we're looking for where to fish, how many of them bring school of fishing? A school that specializes in only agricultural fishing. Do you know what that school would produce? It's going to produce experts. Oma cannot sit down and bring polytechnic, put for a village. They graduate the same thieves and murderers. They will kill us. Not be only me, they will kill you. You self not they free. You when you bring yourself, you're not free. They do now.
The end of the day.
Make my brother make it pain and all of us they pay. So look at where we are. But man say now everywhere is war. They say war. That's what you're gonna get. We are at war with ourselves. The question is, what is again? I won't ask again. No, there's a video I shared. Now not share one now, the verse. Somebody share it with me, I can't laugh. I say, my children, also if you see two people, they pray for church. The two of them, they cry, they disturb God. If you did that altar, the thing will verse you. Make I share the video today. No. God, they listen to two of these. He said, two of you are disturbing God. He said, one at 20,000 in need, one at 30,000. Now they shout, yes, since. He give the 50,000, may they go out. May they leave the altar. Because they actually disturbed.
And their prayer has been answered now, Abby. It means their prayer has been answered. Their prayer has been answered.
And the prayer has been answered by a man of God. The prayer will be answered by man. God don't need to answer that kind of stupid prayer.
It is man that God will use to answer the prayer. Now God will not come down.
So let God use our governors to bless us. He has given you somebody that can help you to solve your problem. He gave you governors.
Because now we have leadership. We have the knowledge and they don't have it. So what we need to do now is to pray for them, for God to give them the knowledge to, set up all these things for us.
I think what I think here is that I think they are scared of something new that will probably temper with their future greed. So that's why they don't want to introduce it, because just like we have the theater act, we are supposed to have an academy that teaches you how to do film production and everything. But then you see someone, an actor or an actress, tomorrow he or she is a movie producer, and you're like, when did this start? When did this? when did this even begin?
Yeah.
So we are more of quantity than quality. And also the leaders are not helping us too. They are not helping us because they are scared that if they give us the chance to explore, to bring new things, it might temper with what they feel they should do in future. It might expose them or do something bad to their career. So that's just what I feel. They're afraid of new things.
I
That's
like
what I
what you
see
said.
here.
Again, in this show today, we just find out now that the leaders are making mistakes because when they begin to perform, we'll be begging them to stay. Zakoji coming
Exactly.
out to vote for Tinubu is the cheapest thing I've ever seen. For an actor of that caliber, instead of being an ambassador, a one-time AGM president, becoming a tout, they work out for street, they follow them, they dance. I never see. Wait, Mary. And the fear, you get, are they your nose? Blow them out. Because when I talk here, and they talk with facts. Zakoti would have been a role ambassador for one of Tinubu projects. That success could make me vote for Tinubu. Not when Zakoti tell me say vote for Tinubu. I don't understand that. Our leaders are actually losing out. Omar Gege setting up a poly in his place. If it was well directed, it will make me see the vision in him. That to repeat the same poly. Are you out of your mind, sir? And fear not, they let me talk on this one, so because they go say I get political enemy. Do I really have? Who is my friend? Now, but the one that fight every day. Maybe when I know anybody will be my friend. Now, who they work for the state might be my friend. Though. We have a solution that we can solve. I only identify one small area now, and every Nigerian today that think well we know that in Nigerian universities, down to Unilag, UI, all of them have theater art department. They don't get single film production department. Meanwhile, now film production, in fact, the gap in Nollywood is knowledge. The problem we have in Nollywood is knowledge. Do you know the last event I created here? I invited Film London, I invited the BFI, and I invited the Middlesex University to come and talk about the skill gap. Because some of them they tell story. Now only fight. Hey. No, that's not film. Sometimes you don't need to say anything at all. Only an actor waka some way. When he look you alone, the acting is there already. You don't need to say it. Skill gap. Skill gap. Like I said now, you don't need to. You know what we're doing well in comedy? Comedy express you, it asks you to show it. You can do it anyway. We can laugh with it. But in real character interpretation, you can't do that. Okay, look at the go. What is so painful is we are, what I say, we have the best and we're producing the worst. The leaders need to be educated. I said the first thing you do, you diagnose your need. Let everything you do be tailored towards that. Even if you want to play politics in it, I don't care. You will get to me. If a body vision today, it's okay. No, that man, the predecessor from a film, in fact, he built an amusement park. He called it Film Village. No problem. We can build on it. Do you know what they do there? Have you been to Asaba Amusement Park? They call it Film Village. Have you guys been there? I asked the boy to do now, and I do this one. How much they go don't give you one? I go take this one, give us. You guys build an amusement park and you call it a film village. As they won't build a film village, you not go see what they call film village. Now, the film village, is it training people today? Mary Mother talk to me. The film village, when this man today, if they train people, someone won't use the film village. The place is now an if children they go there, they go dance. That's what we do in our film village. Should we not be crying?
Yes, so we are very, very behind. I think instead of building more schools and polytechnics and the rest, why can't someone just come out and build an institution where people will learn how to farm, how to, acquire a skill. This one won't even have like students, or you could register both the old, the young, little children. Everybody will just be there just to learn it, how to farm.
Exactly, my daughter. And then you bring
That
the
is what,
technology of modern farming. In
yes,
6 months, you will have
fish
farm all
farming.
over Delta State.
Yes, both the old, the young, everybody will be there. They don't. We don't need just young people. The old people too. They also need knowledge of how to go about this thing. So it could just be a big institution. People will come and learn. After learning, they can, uh, uh, go and be doing their own as well. And then the government should also look into it. Get a very big land. Then we start farming, because if we really take this farming seriously, we can be exporting to other countries. We can be exporting foodstuff abroad, and our people abroad, it will also be cheap for them and affordable. When there is food everywhere, this state is producing, this state is producing, the whole 36 state is producing foodstuff. It will be there will be no hunger in the land now. There will be food everywhere. Everywhere you go to, there will be food.
God bless you, my daughter. You know what I say, my
Gloria,
daughter? Let me say this.
Gloria.
Before you say, I'll let you say now. Let me add to what Gloria just said. Gloria, you know what we could do? Don't even identify what you need in Delta State alone or in Nigeria alone. Come here. The banana one we dey eat here. Oh, yeah. Muna call us. We go talk. The banana is coming from other African countries. Some of them come from the South America. So if Delta State now comes in that kind of farm, they can set up a place where they produce banana. We go buy am. People here go now. You can go they buy am from you. You dey earn foreign money, not be from oil now. Foreign money from banana. Go on, edit. Let me talk. Let me let you say what you want to say, my daughter.
Okay, Gloria, what you're saying is the truth. What you're saying is right. But do you think the government would create that platform to empower youth, everybody, both the young and the youth? Do you think they would empower? Do you think they would empower people that would threaten or ask them questions or question their leadership tomorrow? These are the
That's the
things
problem.
that they are afraid of. So empowering us, and knowing that empowerment, when we grow into the empowerment and we gain the necessary knowledge and start practicalizing that knowledge or execute it, their leaderships will be the leadership will be questioned tomorrow. Their
How are they going
decisions.
to buy you spaghetti so that you vote for them?
Exactly.
These are things we've been saying
So
now.
so these things is just what we wish. It's just what we wish can be done. But let's be real here. Nobody would want to endanger their leadership. Everybody wants everything for their pocket. So they're saying that the government should empower. Yes,
We are going to be independent. We would need them for anything. Say
exactly. The government wants you to be dependent.
They don't want you to be independent.
Yes. They want you to be dependent on them. So therefore, they cannot go to that part. That part you're saying, they cannot walk through that part.
You know the mistake, eh? Let me tell you the truth. I agree with what you're saying now. You know what the biggest mistake our colonial masters did? When the British came, the French came to colonize Africa, they made one mistake. You understand? They took some of our people here. They took Awolowo, take them Munabi Azikiwe, they take all these people, Tafawa Balewa, they carry them, go train them for abroad. The training they were giving to them, though, were training that will help them so that when they come, they will help them to do their job here. When those guys go there, come back, they come to say, no, but why did they rule us anyway? They were the one that said, no, they want independence. That's exactly what Edith is saying. When you educate the mind, somebody like Daddy Chris now, there's so many things you can't say in my present. It not go work. I won't buy it. That's why I can question your leadership. Even when everybody is clapping for you, I have
Exactly.
issue. Even everybody will be clapping for your leadership. I have issue with it because I'm thinking from a very open, clear mind, from a critical point of view. And it's not against you, but this is what you get. That's what they look at. So maybe that's what they're afraid of. But let me tell you another way to look at
Exactly.
it.
That's what they're afraid of.
But let me tell you another way. By the time they begin to do well, and we begin to be more productive, don't you think we're going to be praising them and we want them to stay? Does Tinubu need us to really buy spaghetti for us to vote for him?
It is the willingness. It is one thing to make promises, it is another thing to have that willingness to do it. So these promises are empty. There is no willingness to do these things. So that's why they wouldn't even want that empowerment for us. So it's just empty promises.
The truth
Even
is,
though they know that sometimes,
For me,
even when they know that sometimes they will need us out there, we can actually do without them, innovations and everything, but they still want us to be dependent so they can override and make us, we are always at their mercy, so that any decision they take cannot be questioned. This is just the simple truth.
so at the end of the day, that's the problem we, the citizens, have, because of course
Exactly
we are
my
willing.
point. No matter what
This
a citizen, no matter what a Nigerian, no matter what a Nigerian, a typical Nigerian will want to do, there is a limit to where you can reach. That's true.
So that's
I agree.
Nora, did you hear me? I said no matter what a Nigerian, a typical Nigerian can wants to do, you would say you want to do this, you want to change the narrative. My dear, believe me, there is a limit to where you can reach. You cannot go beyond the limit, your limits, if the leaders are not in support of that action of yours.
Remember, he said youth should go into power. The youth, is it not the leaders that are their godfathers?
Exactly. These things are just said.
I agree.
the problem.
And you see, Mary, I'm happy you kids are thinking like this, and that's where it's going to start. Because by the time you now know what we're supposed to get, we're going to demand it. You know how much Nigeria needs leadership, how much leadership is lacking in the country. That's when you see very dark man go anywhere, the children, everybody will run after the young man. Why? Because there's no leadership. Obodo not go enter where now, very dark man go enter place. The children go run follow dark man. The way they run follow Obodo, then they look for, maybe they will drop money. But very dark man, they're looking for sincerity. The boy is sincere. He's coming for a purpose. That's the kind of leadership gap. How much we need leadership. Nigerians are hungry. The best thing you can say to Nigeria today is leadership. We don't have it. And I pray, if we go church, maybe not that one for the ask God, give us a leader. Because like I said now, somebody in that church, I saw a pastor, I said, also if you're not a pastor, these two people, they disturb, he carried the money, give them, they don't disturb government, they get out. Let's go to the next segment of the show, Mary. We are with you. Let's look at the newspaper review. When we take a look at the newspaper, then we're going to see what Nigeria is thinking. Look at what we've been thinking about, and look at what Nigeria is going to think now. They're going to change our thinking. Well, you see what the newspaper will tell us. It will not be in this line of thought. Our newspaper don't think like us, because it's not their fault, it's their job. They need to report on what is happening in the country.
Yes.
And when you look at our papers, you see where the government is thinking. What is their problem? It's about 2027. You see, nobody actually talks about how we need to make the universities now useful to today. How we're going to use our young people that are there waiting for us.
How would they talk about it when it is convenient for them?
It
is convenient, right now.
Especially those in the north.
Yeah,
those in the north, when you have children who don't go to school, they are marching. Then what do you think you're going to do? But the result, they say, now the same people will kidnap them tomorrow. No worry. They are marching before they go reach out. They don't kill many of them for naught. I said the past will come calling. They're going to come. They come calling. They will be there. They will knock on the door. Let's have a look at the papers, if it's one or two, before we do anything else.
Okay, let's start with the Punch.
All right.
The big story on the Punch, you have Pingerson strike. NNPC laments losses as union halts action. And the rider says 16% of crude output, 30% of gas supply disrupted during strike. Disputes raise economic instability coming from the federal government. And Pegasus suspension, not cancellation. Will strike again if deal fails. Dangote denies victims, okay, victimizing staff. And that story is on page 2. I don't know why they went for only 3 day strike. Oh, Pengassin, with the NSC that joined them. I don't know why they went for only 3 day strike and say that they will strike again. I can't understand that it's wrong for Dangote to just stop or sack his staff just like that without notice. I don't think it's right. You understand? But they went on a strike, and at the end of the day, it affected the oil. You understand?
Yes.
Leading to some fuel station. If you go out like 3 days ago, you could see that some fuel stations stopped making sales. They kind of, Nigerians, we're always good at that. Whenever we hear that they want to go on strike, even before you even execute the strike, they will lock up,
They will lock up.
affecting the economy, the sales in the economy. We don't get to think towards that direction, that the things we do
Lucky.
in one way or the other, you understand, affect the oil sales, you get. And by so doing, we tend to lose in some areas as regards the oil. Okay, now they went on a strike. There's one thing that they say people should think before they make actions. They went on a strike for 3 days, nothing changed. We rather came back with lost. Right? Nothing changed. And they are now stopping. I don't know if anybody stopped them, but coming back to say they will come back again in 3 days' time. And sorry, something like they are going to strike. That they only kind of suspend the strike, but they did not cancel it.
If deal fails, they'll come back to the strike.
It's funny. Let me tell you, Dangote keep telling you that he's not victimizing staff, to show that no matter how you might want to look at it, whether Pengassin, whether NLC, whether Nupeng,
Union.
the rest of them, no matter how many union they have, that as regards the oil and gas and senior staff, we understand, no matter how many they are, you might want to go on a strike. What gets me, I am not saying Dangote is right, I'm not supporting him, but you know that you might want to go on a strike because of his action of employing foreign workers to his company. So you might want to go on a strike for even a month. If he does not, do you own Dangote refinery? He owns the refinery.
Exactly.
If he does not want to change his mind to employ people he has sacked, he will not. If he does not want to compensate them for sacking them without prior notice, right? He's not going to do that. You did not own Dangote company. You did not establish the company for him. I'm not saying he did something good by just relieving the staff of their duty without proper information, but I know there was a warning before, right?
Yeah.
He was not part of the union. He actually gave a warning that you people should not be part of the union. You went, and he did not give time. Maybe the time of him saying, okay, he wants to give you 3 months before he sack you, you might still know more to go and sabotage him. And he had to take that action, which is wrong. So Pengassin, Nupeng, NLC, and the rest of them going on the strike is not going to change anything. He said he's not victimizing his staff. He has already employed the foreign staff. He has already employed them to work for him. Do you think your action will in any way affect Dangote? It's only affecting the economic oil sales. We're already losing.
Exactly.
You went on a 3-day strike. It affected the people in one way or the other. So coming to say you suspend it but not cancellation, you strike again. You understand? If deal is not met, it's just, I don't know. You people should do better.
Dangote already made it very clear that if you want to join, you as my staff, if you want to be part of the union, you're not going to work for me.
Yes.
These are the things we are trying to, I told you, like I said earlier, the government are scared of empowering us and giving us more knowledge, so we don't question them. So Dangote doesn't want to be under that influence.
That is action is selfish,
Yes.
It's selfish, but it is his company. At the end of the
Exactly.
day, you cannot
Yes.
tell him what to do.
He doesn't want to be at the mercy of the government. Look at union, they just wake up and go on strike. It would affect his business. I keep saying Dangote is a businessman.
He is private. He wants to be private.
He wants to. He doesn't want
He
to.
can't invest in refinery. You come and tell him what to do.
Exactly, and he made it very clear. If you want to remain as a staff in my organization, in my company, you're not supposed to belong to a union. So I don't see why it was an instruction passed, and yet some of his staff chose to.
That would be against the law in the UK. That you stop people or you victimize anybody for joining the union is against the law in the UK. I don't know the employment law in Nigeria. You understand?
Yes, Daddy Chris. Daddy Chris, I am aware of it. But he just made it very clear. He made it public that he doesn't want his staff, because I remember he signed a deal with the union and later went back on it, saying he doesn't want it. So this was where the problem started from. So the union are saying that they are looking out for the staff so he doesn't victimize the staff. And he is saying, did any of my staff complain that he or she they are being victimized? So this is the genesis of this problem. And now he's saying, since I, as the owner of this company, I do not want to be part of the union, I don't see why you working for me should be part of the union. Now, this is an open check. If you want to be part of the union, you leave my company. If you do not want to be part of the union, you stay. So you going to be part of the union and still feeling that Dangote would still keep you in his company. I mean, we should think about it. This is his right.
I cannot agree with you more. I think the problem is this. Now, there's freedom of association. I know that's the language you guys want to speak.
Exactly.
For the lawyers, if you are a staff of Dangote and you want to associate with Ferguson, you have the right to do so. But Dangote himself have the right to disassociate himself and his company from Ferguson.
Exactly my point.
And that is where the debate. Lawyers going to make money. That's at the end of the day, lawyers are going to make money because the lawyer will argue that Dangote have the right to associate himself with anybody, any organization that is like a threat that doesn't mean any good to his establishment. He can do that. And you can argue that, hey, as a staff, I have right of association. But like we said, the employment lawyers will do that. Let's not waste time with them. They're wasting our time. You see, Nigerian government, I have never supported, even when I was studying that course in law, I never supported the workers over too much right, because employees, sometimes you guys, they just take too much right. They think they can do anything because they belong to a union. And now the person that owns the union, the company is going to be suffering because you gather to tell him what to pay. That's what they do here in the UK. The union, the labor, that's why the labor and the government now, they are the one that tell you how much you pay them, how much you must not pay, when they must go on break, when they do this. What about the person that owns the business? What about the survival of the business? Do you think about that?
That is what Dangote does not want. He does not want the government to get involved and start trying to control his business.
Exactly, because if you control my staff, then I know, but this is it's a new area of law that needs.
I see this thing as a competition. During the time of fuel scarcity, Dangote came into play, and he was like the messiah. I don't know if you understand. He was like the messiah. So this is a case of competition between Dangote's refinery and the NNPC. So if the NNPC belongs to a union, Dangote should belong to a union, which he's trying to avoid that. Because these people, they just wake up and go on strike, and it would affect his business. So it's a case of competition here. If Dangote if his refinery must really come into play in the country, he must belong to a union just like the NNPC, so that there won't be a competition.
These small strikes on busybody fuel station were already locking up.
Yes, exactly.
Nigerians will overblow things
out of proportion, and then when they sell it at a very high price.
Ferguson are like every Nigerian politician. They don't want you to see things differently. There's need to change now. The government, those days, let me tell you this. I think the problem Ferguson is having is this. When you work with government, there's a amount of lineage the government can take. Because government have more resources to play with. They didn't go into the business only to make profit, to solve society problem. But a private individual goes in there to make profit. And it might not be as your government. If you threaten him, the way you threaten government, it's not going to work. So you need to mind how you treat with private investors and the way you deal with government. These are two clear areas that you cannot make one law for the two. Because the government have more money. Then it's our money that the government is investing. Government never lost. It's our money anyway. But a private man can go out of business. Dangote can fold up. So you cannot treat Dangote like you treat NNPC. NNPC belongs to your government. Dangote refinery belongs to the government.
That's what he's avoiding.
Ferguson need to learn that. That's not to say that they don't have a right. We will discuss that another day. Let's go, Benny. Let's leave these people because they are not serious.
Uber commissioner.
Sorry. I like that, Benny. What's going on there? The question I wanted to ask.
But don't mind all these our politicians. Every time they always have their own indoors matter. But when they take any action, they'll come and put it out there. Okay, now you're telling me that Fubara, you understand, sacked all commissioners and other public officers that were affected by the Supreme Court judgment that notified some of the governor's decision. What did they do? I'm not saying he cannot sack
Mary,
commissioner.
wait. The question is
They
this.
notified Supreme Court judgment. What
All
was
these
the thing that they did that led to the nullification of Supreme Court judgment? That's my problem with
What was the
Punch.
Supreme Court judgment? What
We
did
didn't
they
tell you that
nullify?
one. We didn't tell you that one. You will
Mary,
look for
can
the
you
story.
find that for us? Mary,
What
now
was
you
the
first,
Supreme Court? If I thought that the Christians tell me they have something against Punch, you cannot come and say we've not seen the story before. Remember, then this is the first time you are bringing the story. You are telling me the commissioners that nullify Supreme Court judgment. What was the Supreme Court? We cannot be bringing story up. We want to know the in total.
What was the judgment?
You understand the thing that they did?
wait a minute. The question I ask is, the commissioners that were working with Fubara when he was fired, did they stay
Yes.
and work with the new man? Did the new man retain them?
Yes.
So, Fubara go first for them now. Now me first appointed 91st. When they go find me, when I work with the other one, now I don't come again. When I want to work with me, I don't trust one.
I need you people.
You can understand. Now me appoint you. When I get problem, you stay there enjoy. Now don't come
Okay.
back.
Okay, no, but story was saying that some people that the ex administrator, which is a vice admiral, some people that worked with him, that they left when he left. You understand?
Yes.
So, but there were people that when they stopped Fubara, they went back and stayed. You understand? Till he came back, and some of the commissioners were part of it. So how comes he now came back to sack them again? That's
But
the
they
story
say,
that is
the
confusing.
point is that if Nami appoint you, Mary, I put you on this place now. Nami appoint you. When I get problem, you know vex come out. You stay there till the chop. Now when I don't come back now, I won't keep you.
Okay, so this is a case of betrayal.
Exactly. I think that is the
Something like
case here.
Something like
I don't know this too don't serious, but if I'm Fubara, I would do the same. Una go betray me again.
Exactly, yes. Once between
Fubara was not called back, meaning they would still have been with the other person that was there
Exactly,
before.
my daughter. This is what I'm saying. Fubara is back. He need a new beginning. He need a new beginning. That new children, that Fubara one born now. All those old wives, they have to. Sorry. You need new wives.
Okay, well, it is understood, but I feel in the game of politics, emotion shouldn't be put in place. But then, if you can betray someone once, I think you can do it again. Well, it's just two ways.
Appointment of commissioner is the prerogative of the governor. So he has the right to take who he can work with and who he cannot work with, he's going to let go. I'm not going into that. Because if you betray the man before, if you're not worthy of sticking to him when things are wrong, you're not sticking to him when things are right.
The truth is that everybody wants to work with people that they are comfortable with.
Exactly.
People that are comfortable with. That's the truth. Okay, yeah. On the Punch, there's a story. I don't know. This one is still whether it's still as a result of poverty that we keep doing this every day. You see the red story there that says Nigeria arrested for attempted trafficking of daughters to Iraq. Sorry. So in the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, 24 victims were rescued. You know, it has been alarming of this trafficking issue. But this one, why I'm even more worried is a father was trying to traffic his own daughter.
Yeah, but
So,
the question is not
because of
traffic. Or
poverty.
is he not taking the daughter to a foreign world? What do you mean traffic? Let's define it.
Anyway, we then come and frame up story.
My
That
daughter.
is,
Is that trafficking my daughter?
let me read out the story for you, sir. It says the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons said it arrested no fewer than 5 suspected human traffickers and rescued 24 victims at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, among whom was a father who attempted to traffic his daughter to Baghdad, Iraq. So, are you trying to say if they're not investigating, will they come and say he just want to traffic his daughter?
That's the language. You know, to
You're
what traffic.
investigated now. That's
Yeah,
their job.
in as much as these things,
It says traffic. I don't understand. What is he going to do there? Now,
in as much as these things do happen, but we need details of this story. Was he actually trafficking the daughter, or he was trying to move the daughter to a foreign country, according to them, greener pastures? Because this story, it has to be detailed. Because a father trafficking, and how old is this daughter of his?
Okay, the victims were young persons between the age of 15 and 26 who had been recruited from Kano, Katsina, Oyo, Ondo, and Rivers states, and were heading to Iraq, Sudan, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and Afghanistan. While quoting the victims, Adeoye noted that one of the victims vowed to ensure that her father was prosecuted for attempting to traffic her to Iraq. So I don't understand what you are saying. So will she come and say that her father should be persecuted if it was accepted or agreed?
All our daughters.
So why, if my father and I agree that I'm traveling, will I come and say that he should be persecuted?
Okay.
Because you guys are saying you don't understand.
No. The story wasn't in details. Okay. So now we get the details that the girl, the victim said her own part, that she wasn't in agreement with
the dad.
Trafficking. So now, have you heard from the father's part?
Okay, you're waiting for Punch to give you that story. You think this one is a law court? You're wasting your time. Punch, you come on. I'll be here for the father's part. You're funny.
Punch, not try. Then do well. You see, if God help us. Well,
it's only real story you hear father's part. Traffickers say they don't catch person, they don't catch with that.
Yes.
And I think so this is a scheme. The man just included his daughter because maybe they are making a lot of money over there.
Yeah.
But they don't.
So for the daughter to say something against him, it means she wasn't in agreement with it.
But some of these people, they are not really for prostitution alone. Now housemaid or something. That's not what they do.
Yes, they can be for caregivers too.
So the interpretation needs to be well understood, but they are quite young.
Exactly.
Quite young. Quite young. Because I know I was talking to one lady in Saudi, you know, she told me how they respect women there, the kind of job she was doing. They are more comfortable with women leaving their women with their women. You understand? The man there now, go give your wife belly. Nah. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Hey God, okay, let's see the Daily Times.
Daily. Okay.
Divesting NNPCL shares will undermine energy sovereignty. ADC wants Tinubu. These days, I'm not hearing of Labour Party. It's only ADC. These people are really serious with 27 election. Every time ADC do this, ADC. It's only ADC voice I'm hearing these days. What's happening to Labour Party? Share I do not know with Labour Party. Labour Party don't die.
If there's someone that want feature Peter Obi for good, this ADC
every day. ADC says ADC. I'm not in the news. How is it that they are paying to be in this news? Because I don't understand how comes they become so relevant in our dailies every day. You hardly read 2 newspapers without hearing ADC's voice. Imagine ADC in the big story. I don't understand. Anyway.
They get paper now, they get. All our politicians.
If the federal government wants to sell some assets, you understand, in our oil, I think them voicing out, you get, is still okay. I don't know why we like to sell things in this country. We like to borrow money. This asset that they are selling now, we will not see the future consequences. So they want to sell. We are always wanting to sell one asset.
They say now about sell our assets. Now it's sell. Now take big money.
This one is not about article. Now this one is the new plan that the federal government is trying to divert. You understand? Why are we always selling what we have? Now so they don't mind everything Nigeria gets. China people don't come mine all. They will soon mine our houses. Mine us, carry go China.
And they give another belly, another one they pay me. I don't get the other one they talk. And the belly one they give me, another one they pay me.
Now, if it's not understand, you talk of seriously, they say they give you another belly. What you carry with is not the way they give belly. I say they don't mind Nigeria finish. They don't mind us finish.
Ah, another one they pay me fast. That is why they give them to the belly. Another one was supposed to cry. You see, you get what it costs the Ethiopia for South Africa. There's no Nigerian men, then they give some transport, then they take care of women. So the South African women got to follow Nigerian boys. That makes South African guys the best. No. Maybe Chinese women don't bring no money come. Woman will not get food before they give her money.
Some people do well and they fool you. Why don't they vex?
I don't go vex. I don't go vex. Yeah? I don't go vex. I don't go vex. I don't to vex. Now our women, don't be their own. How many Chinese women will carry?
But I don't understand you. They talk about say they want to some assets for oil. They say they give women, but then that won't be a problem. I don't want this supposed to be a problem now. So this situation what they talk about.
Baby, this is my body now. The sickness in my body, no be dates on that person's body. And on my own, I will put near fire. My own, and the women they give me like that. I don't talk my own finish.
Hey, voila.
Wait, all these things we are selling, where are the proceeds from them? And we keep borrowing from other countries.
Exactly.
All in the name of we want to do this, we want to do that. These things we are selling, where are the proceeds from it?
In fact, the truth is, Tinubu had a good chance, but he's just blowing it up. He's blowing it. And all these campaigns, the traditional abilities, Tinubu change it. It has 2 years to do so. I think there's still time.
Who gave anybody right to even say assets in the oil industry? Who told them that it's them that have that oil? Nobody has Nigerian oil. Before all of us start to
they don't allocate the oil and give themselves. All the military men, they allocate that to themselves.
That is it. That is why I keep saying that they are scared of us gaining knowledge because they don't want us questioning them.
In the oil sector, we'll carry cutlass. Now, one time you go get the oil when they're in your backyard, we go carry cutlass. That's one area we don't ask. The oil wells are owned by people, politicians. That's where the real money is. We get wahala,
but if they keep selling like this, what would eventually become of Nigeria? This independence we are celebrating, this freedom, this democracy we are celebrating, are they trying to put us back into slavery? Because if the whites keep buying everything from us, before you know it, Nigeria is gone. We now turn
and we have nothing to sell again.
Nigeria remained before. If you look at the guy there and the big story, you see how Peter Obi was lamenting. I never want to go there. So, still on the Daily Times, there's a story here that says, Nigeria is betrayed by leadership failure, says Obi. I think it's related to what he was saying in the big story on the Guardian newspaper.
Okay.
I is talking about that by the end of 2027, the debt will be around 2.5 trillion naira. You understand? And people keep telling us that the economy has been, you understand, has come up. The economy is not stable. He's trying. Peter is trying to tell you that the kind of poverty, you understand, that they are causing in Nigeria, and the future of what this thing is going to be, we ourselves we have not begun to see it. We are just here talking. We have not seen what the actions they are taking. Okay, imagine you want to sell some assets in the oil. Do you know what it will amount to later? Do you know what it will amount to later?
I'm not going to buy it.
It's not even funny.
It's not foreigner that will buy it.
It's a foreigner that will buy it.
When I say that they have mined Nigeria finish, nothing remains. If you go to the mining sector, they don't mine us finish. And what they pay me be say these people go come Nigeria, the foreigners. Now still Nigeria come to work for them. They now say, they need China translator. You will not be employing China translator 300k, 400k. You go there happy. Do you know what they make to pay that kind of amounts? People that are now working, that are helping them to do the mining, that will be hailing those nonsense into their system. They are Nigerians. They pay you peanuts and take all these things outside Nigeria.
Can you imagine?
Tell me that China will come and be mining in Nigeria if not that they have settled our government. Is it possible?
No, they cannot even do that.
Even that they have settled our government.
It's not a big word there. The question is, why are we not mining our own thing? This is what I
I
want to
don't
talk about.
understand though.
It's
Now,
not as if we do not have these
yes,
things though. So long we are bringing them outside, which means we have this, we have miners here. We have miners in Nigeria. Chai, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Nigeria, we have a big problem.
we
They
do.
don't mind our future comot.
Good. And like when we talk, they don't mind our daughters too, self. They mind our women. They
We
mind
are
our
talking about the problem in Nigeria. Tinubu is coming at the top of the story. Say the worst is over. Tinubu declares, assures Nigerians of better days ahead. Thank you, sir.
I think I'll rephrase that. The worst is yet to come.
Thank you, sir. It's over. I beg. The worst is over. Thank you, sir. They go soon come break our house, carry the block, go sell. Now we still remain. Okay, we have find Somi's killer. Family tells the federal government, please, that one. In fact, if they can fish them out, it shows that our Nigeria security, you understand, is working. But the problem is, it's not like in the Western world when people do something, you can use their footages. You understand
Yes.
to get them. How can they find them? People that did a successful operation and left with no trace. So tell me, the one thing Nigerian police, the only thing they do now when they see guys with dread, you begin to catch all the guys with dreadlock. You begin to pack all the boys themselves. Is that how to get them? Is that how to get them?
Let me say something. Let me say something real quick. See, you see this thing. I keep saying it. Except Nigerian security or Nigeria, yes, the force do not want to fish that person out. We can actually fish them out. Nigerians, we have that database to fish somebody out. But all this corner way, and a lot of people involved, you see, the story will just die out. I am telling you the truth. Just like the whites, they have a database to fish out anybody that had committed any crime. Nigeria, we have that privilege. We have that platform, but we refuse to do it, either for the people involved or for whatever reason, but we can do it. I am telling you this, we can do it.
And I agree. We will look at the area of security. Not as we're talking today, we didn't have time. We only talk about agreed, we talk about the film. We didn't look at the security. Security, we can secure ourselves if we want to. The Nigerian government can. If Tinubu say they keep people for Benway, he's asleep, or the very dark man go there, that's a failure already.
Ima Congo.
It's not choice now. Because very dark man don't go there, he must go. It's a shame. It's a shame.
Yes, exactly. It's a shame. He's trying to cover it up.
It's a shame. And so we're not saying you are perfect, but can you just try? No, all these things now, let us do it with sincerity of purpose. Let us really follow our hunger issue sincerely. Don't do it. Okay, sir, you say there's food now. Many say food there. Many they import the food. We spend 10 billion on food import. Food when we're supposed to be sell. That's not a good sign. You understand? Then go to one at the fight now. When Pekas in the fight, they not go ask themselves, their brother when he thief money, whether they take and build a refinery. Dangote did not steal money to build a refinery. All the politicians that be stealing money, they couldn't build refineries. Now you're fighting Dangote. We get issues. Now when Dangote go start farming now that time, now I go dey farming. All the politicians when they there, we not say we could not thief, but invest in our bros.
Yes. Invest it back on us that you're stealing from.
Exactly, my daughter. I always say something. Nobody owns money. You only control it. So even if you steal money and you invest it in the community, I have no problem. What did I tell Mary again and again? That man, when he built all those 400 and something flats, duplex for Abuja, we never leave her with him. Make it complete him. Now we go stay. He wants stay. How many houses am I going to stay in my life? Some of the houses I bought, I may not even be there before I go die. I may not even visit there. You understand? I may not be privileged to sleep in one. So it's not me. So if you can spend the money, that former Emefiele, when he built the house there, the only people and invest are people like Wike when they say allegedly say Wike go buy for America. That money when Wike spend for America, if you take and build those duplex for Port Harcourt, that is for me.
Build this
How many duplex they for build with that house when they go for America?
Be recorded that so person did this thing for this place. Even though we have bad things to say about you, still do good. No, we not say okay, now this person still do good.
Exactly. Invest the money in the country. Now, we've been identifying areas where we can do well, where we need investment. Dangote has done well now. What did Dangote do? He saw area, petroleum. We need to be good there. He did it. Let's get it back. Understand? He did it. He did it. So why don't we do that? Why are we not doing that? Why are we not doing that? Why are we not? So listen, young people, we're gonna try and madam, do we have any parable for today? If we don't have, we'll let go.
Our parable for today is: a wise man will never take a step that is too long for his feet, for his leg. Meaning, in the simplest form ever, not start until you know go fit finish. That is what it means. So before you embark on something you want to do, make sure that you are capable, you have the ability.
You dey clean the plate before you put the leg. So
Yes.
I hear. That is a good one. That is a good one. All right. I hear what you guys are saying, and I respect all. Listen, it's a very long broadcast today. I think we are now almost 2 hours into the show. It's gonna be a better place to wrap up. But let's just recap what we say in Nigerians, and just for the purpose of today's discussion. No, we identified four important things here. We didn't have time to talk about the water. We didn't have the time to talk about security. Maybe we'll do into those two tomorrow. But today we touch a little bit on agriculture. We talk about electricity, what a solar farm can bring into the community. And as I was talking, I delved into Nollywood. And I asked Nigerians, your universities have theater arts, but you don't have any school, any department that does film production. There's no theater in Nigeria that where people go and perform and go and watch. But there's movie all over the places. In fact, the use of theater, of camera today cannot be overemphasized, especially now that the internet has provided a platform for where Nigerians can make content and make money. Yet our universities do not train people in film production. Film production could be short film of 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. A film is a film. The art of using camera to tell a story is film production. But when you act on the stage, it's theater. How many stages do we have in Nigeria today? But we have experts in theater art. We don't have experts in film production. The government is sleeping. And you're all watching. And I'm laughing. And I said to Boriwori, if you don't come to an office and you don't understand the problem of the people, you wouldn't even know how to solve it. With the big name as Sabana have, your predecessor, you say the more agenda, he built a film village. What are you using the place to do? I thought that's the beginning of a film school. We don't have it. Do you know there's no established film school in Nigeria? Not one. Only one we have is the one that is training people for television, NTA, which is the one in Jos. It's training people for NTA television. Television is still different from movie, but we can deal with that. Because the 90% of people in Nollywood today, they came from television. They are not equipped with what it means to be in the movie world. If not with what we have, with the population, with the hunger we have. Now, Burna Boy can do better than any American artist. Nigerian movie will be doing better than every American movie today. Only the technical expertise and a little bit of knowledge of acting to improve. We will take over the world. How can we remain as technicians in filmmaking when we can be engineers in the craft? Just in case you get it wrong, children, Hollywood generates 1/4 of American economy, 1/4 of the biggest economy in the world. It's Hollywood that is making the money for America. All the language they speak today, fuck you, these are that. Now American film for them. We need to go and ask why our theater is the one reigning when we have America even have theater, we don't even have one. We need to change this. And this is where we talk about leadership. That is why somebody like Zakoji today, Now here they see pass. In a town. A guy that came from the highest level of filmmaking in Nigeria, now becoming a tout. He's hungry. Food not there. Sex not on day. It's sad. We need to change this now, and we can do so. And I pray that in the next few days, as we talk, because me, Daddy Chris, I don't pour many things on my shoes, and some of them I don't even prepare them. I just come. God will say, I will say to you guys, if you see anything good. But today, if you don't take anything from the show today, take only this. If you have all this energy to form new schools in Delta State, and you still don't have a school for film where you can produce people, and they say Asaba, that be the creative city. Look at the if you're the kind of film that come from Asaba, you don't want to see it. Everybody now go to Lagos to make film. It can be changed only with one film school there now. The kind of production that come from Asaba will be better than anywhere in the world. Only training. But we're not thinking like that. We ask again, Oma again go to Abuja. He want to achieve something. He bring polytechnic couple for a village. The same kind of polytechnic when we don't get, how many polytechnic we get already? When are they sick? We don't have marine. We have other beautiful sector that is lacking. Agriculture self, a school, a film in agriculture, even petroleum, practical one for make sense. Then the worry also, but we need to turn it around. Thank you, young people. And like I said, you are the future. You are the want to tell us where we need to go. You guys need to start to think outside the box. The future is in your hands. I use one example today. The children, the average age is 18. Me at the piece now, my piece now down in the look. Children of 18, if the piece now up in the look. It's not by mistake. Age is a factor. If Nigeria gonna grow, if we're gonna get to where we're going, we need to change the narrative. And it's gonna start with the way we do things. Without the right leadership, there's little the ordinary person can do. It's just like you're expecting Dangote. Ferguson is expecting Dangote to do what an NPC will be doing. You're stupid. Dangote is not an NPC. Dangote is a private businessman who's looking for money. NNPC is a federal project designed for the Federal Republic of Nigeria to prosper. The remit is different. I support NNPC. I don't have time for Dangote. But is NNPC good for purpose? It's a question for another day. Young people will see each other again tomorrow when we'll be here again to digest and deliberate on what we need to do to make this beautiful country a better place. The potential is there. Today is the first time I didn't talk about our natural resources. I talk about our human resources. That is what I want to focus on. And this week will be mainly about our human resources. Let's forget about this. Let's talk about us as human beings, what we can bring in on the table. That's why I intentionally bring in the movie industry. It's not about natural resources. Movie industry is about what we as human beings can bring in. Is it not? The kind of acting we can do. Look at the musicians. Do you know that Burna Boy is there? All this one is there. There's no film school. No one that does music. Music. Hey. Oh, God. Listen. I know they say it's a natural talent. Big mistake. There's a way old people pass knowledge to young people. That is education. That is school. A school is a systematic place where knowledge of old people is being written down and is being passed on to young people. So you cannot underrate the importance of a school in any industry. Our boys are doing well in music now. Do you have music school in Nigeria? We need to be worried. Let me go to the last one. Now, when you don't graduate, they're going to go teach you how to go learn apprenticeship for fashion. There is no fashion school in Nigeria. Now, for those of them, when they want to set up things, they don't see, and these three industries are doing so well. They need people. What we need is fashion designers to make this kind of clothes. This is almost 80-something pounds I bought it. Just to bring to UK. That's why for us, say we don't make this kind of concept for you. Chinese is making money. They're making money from all the things they sell to the rest of the world. We have the population, we have the strength, we have the good age. Let's tap on the human resources of the Nigerian state. No more than not leave our daughters for Chinese men, they impregnate them again. That's why I end the show. My guests don't want to hear that part of it. My son is today. That's why we're going to end it today, young women. Let us be here tomorrow again to have another thing. I will let you guys all end the show, but you guys don't have the opportunity to do so because you are not in the studio. Only me seem to be in the studio, so I'll be the one to end it. Thank you very much for joining me, young women. Hold the flag. When you come on this show, be proud of Nigeria. Be strong. It's a wonderful land. We can do it. We can produce a great country from this land. And that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to have a beautiful country. But it's going to come from people like you thinking outside the box. Actually questioning, why are we doing this? Why are we not doing this? Why do we need this? Is it not stupidity? That's the question we should be asking ourselves. And it's a good question. Why is it today that our emphasis is on building schools, producing sociologists? You thought, name them. Whereas what we need is salaried mechanics to fix our cars. Automobile engineering is lacking. People, even to treat us, we don't have enough doctors to treat us. No people go into research to bring in new medicine, to even add the one we have before to new modern medicine. No, today, mango tree, when they take cure my fever, now wrong one. Now only that chemical when they give you the right one. Research need to add them together. You know what? Now you have Chinese medicine. Chinese get their own medicine, no. They get their own chemist. If you go here, you get where Chinese the same medicine. Black people, they buy them, they work. Maybe black people own, if we don't know where they go buy from us. We need to do things differently, my children. We have the capability to do so. I say it again, and the message to you people. Until you guys open that farm that sell banana to London, I don't go forgive you. The banana I'm eating here is coming from outside the country. They swear for Nigeria, make we not produce banana sell for here. That's an example of what I'm going to say, what the agri sector can do for us. We don't need to wait for oil. The movie industry has proven it. The musicians have proven it. The agri can do it. And it's the human being that we just need to train to make us prosper. Thank you very much for joining me, young people. We'll do this again tomorrow. You guys stay out of trouble, right? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than SRTV Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. SRTV goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your SRTV Shortlet apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience.